This content is sponsored by HBC Solar PV Tech and Automaton Electronics and Security. 1 Productions presents Living Off the Grid in the City.
I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery.
Hello, this is Dr. Vladimir on the first recording of my radio show, my brand new radio show about energy, more specifically about living off the grid with solar, wind, and water energy. Okay, so picking up my point again about how the current energy system is harmful economically for most people. Earlier I mentioned that there's a lot of energy that you pay for that you do not use. That's an economic disadvantage. Unused paid for energy. The other one is the lack of choice. You in a free market or supposed free market society, you're supposed to have competition. Competition drives down cost prices as corporations compete. The power company usually, for the most part, have a monopoly in certain areas to where they are the only show in town. They either provide you with power or they don't. You have no say as to who provides you power. Not even two companies are usually in competition in one area. It's just one. This is set up this way supposedly because it is so expensive to keep a power company running that governments grant them monopolies as long as they do a fair job. They provide fair and justifiable service to their customers, to the area where they operate. They're supposed to be highly regulated as far as economics is concerned, but as everything dealing with money, corruption is not unusual. A company may begin with very good intentions, with very honorable and loyal intentions, but in time it will inevitably be corrupted. This is just a fact of a monetary free market society system where profit will eventually corrupt every and any company, because you will attempt to create more profit by using less energy, less cost, less effort in part of the company, thus sacrificing quality, safety, customer service, etc., etc. So by not having a choice and thus keeping the prices in check, cost of energy as it is right now keeps steadily rising. This is to no avail. This is without exception. Energy cost rises, period. There is no argument about that. It's just a fact. It is happening. It has happened. It will keep happening with the current energy system as it is set up. A monopolistic, ambitious, and highly corrupted system, as I will demonstrate in the next few episodes of this radio show. Power companies have as I have noticed, have personnel set up in place, ready to take your phone call just to hear you complain. They're trained to listen to you calmly, no matter what you tell them, no matter how loud of a shouting match you get into with them, how many times you cuss them out. They're there to listen to you, calm you down, and keep you paying their bill. This is an experience that I and others, many others, have experienced. And give it a try. If you like, call your power company, cuss them out, and they will not hang up on you. They will usually oddly enough, happily answer back any other questions you may have after you cuss them out. This is obviously a set-up situation or system there to keep you paying that bill, and it's basically more or less a requirement for them to have a great customer service, great image out there, and this is one way to have it. Keep customers happy, be friendly no matter what, and they know that you have no choice, so they basically don't care whether you are mad or you are outraged that they, for example, disconnected your power. You still will end up paying what they ask you to pay, however many fees, however high the fees they may have to reconnect your power or to keep your power going. And this situation is highly conducive to abuse, and they know it deep inside. They know it, that they have huge amount of power over you. The situation is highly unbalanced to their advantage, and you, the only choice you have is to send that check and make them keep providing power. There is no switching companies in most locations, most places, and you are, in basic terms, stuck with your power company. The advent of alternative energy is, for example, solar energy, in very few areas of the country are starting to provide an alternative, a competition to the monopolistic power companies. This is recent, just starting to happen, especially here in the eastern seaboard of the U.S. Just in the last decade, such a choice is coming to reality. Very few areas have it, but nevertheless, they do exist. Many power companies are fighting this tooth and nail, and guess who is at the forefront of this fight? Power companies. There are many articles out there about power companies fighting tooth and nail with everything they've got to prevent, thwart, and minimize the use of solar power, especially roof-mounted solar power. Threat to their bottom line, and they will do everything in their power to protect themselves. Corporations, especially for-profit corporations, as most power companies are, entities. The entities look out for themselves naturally. An organism looks out for itself first and foremost, no matter what. People will look out for themselves. Place a group of people in a dire situation and they will likely kill each other for the protection of their own survival. Likewise, corporations will do the same. Corporations are made up of people, and they project these savage and animalistic behavior into the corporations they make reality. So it is no surprise that corporations will look out for themselves, will thwart other entities, which are other corporations or companies or businesses that may threaten their own survival. So power companies are and will thwart and make life impossible for solar companies, especially alternative energies, alternative sources of power, from coming into their territory. This is happening all over the United States. Look it up. Research on power companies, legal action against solar, wind, or any other alternative energy, and this is a few hundred hits for just this search I just told you about. I have covered in this short show two basic main points of the disadvantages of the energy system as it is currently established. I covered how we pay for energy that we do not use and how this is economically harmful for most people, obviously. And secondly, how power companies are monopolistic in nature and aided by the local governments, helped out by the local governments to set up rules, laws, regulations, the whole gimmick to help them stay by themselves in the many areas that they provide service to. They have zero competition. We covered how governments put up various pretexts to remain this way, and they are readily bought by power companies and by us, the people, since we accept this practice. We just want our power uninterrupted, as most areas in the country get, and fat, dumb, and happy, getting our power to watch our pathetic TV shows, keep our AC cranked up at night and throughout the day, and get that burning hot water coming out of your shower every time you want it that way. Even in the summer, you want that sauna going in your bathroom at the push of a button or at the turn of a crank. So it is also on us, not only on our government. It is mainly, to my thinking, on us, because we support the government, we support corporations, we pay the bill. Paying the bill is not a requirement. It is highly encouraged and, I would say, pushed on us, but it is not an absolute requirement to where you are being held at knife or gunpoint to pay your bill. You are not required to pay your bill. There are options, as hard and as inconvenient as they may be. They're out there. Look for them, research them. It's my recommendation. Look for ways to slowly and painstakingly draw back your power consumption. That is one way to achieve the freedom and the independence that comes with being off-grid, which is the main topic of this show. So, to wrap it up, there are many disadvantages to being part of the current power structure, power grid. There are many disadvantages in supporting this system. There are many options out there to begin, at least, to loosen the clutches, the grasp that this system has on you. We can begin today to try to shake off this grip that the system has on us. And as I have seen, you will see the many benefits. You'll start to see them the minute you start shaking and poking on the system and saying, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Give it a try. You will not be disappointed. However small your effort is, it will pay off. The more and bigger the effort is, the more it will pay off. It may be inconvenient, like I said, it may be uncomfortable, but in the long run, if we all, or at least if a large portion of us, the population, gets on board and starts questioning the system about our power consumption habits, eventually we will begin to see change, and we will begin to decentralize the power production, which is also a main primary theme of this show. Decentralization of power production, basically giving people in mass amounts, giving people the power to produce their own energy. This has been a Living Off the Grid recording, and we'll see you next time. Hope you tune in. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks.
I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please look for the next episode soon, and please ensure that you share this with your friends and family, and please like this content and subscribe as a sign of support, and for me to continue to provide this type of content to more people like you. By Hector Vladimir.
Soundtrack was Paranoia NCS release by Wales and Noah. Thank you.
I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no you don't understand. I've been losing myself, I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no you don't understand. I've been losing myself, I've been losing myself. I've been keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be, I wanna find myself, but again, it's always a phase. I wanted to stay, no you don't understand. I've been losing myself,
So purely, I'm pushing myself to the edge, not letting go away. Been testing myself by the worst. I've been pushing my mind to the most. I've been loving the people around me, but I'm so paranoid, yeah.